Hi guys, me again with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be looking at another Divinity Edition weapon. Keep in mind that I have normal models that I don't give any special labels to, that are kind of just basic. I have Master Edition models, which usually incorporate most of the working features of the weapon into them with a lot better working designs. And then we have Divinity Edition models, which incorporate some of the most intensive work that I actually put into weapons possible. There are so many design hours that go into Divinity Edition models that they are leaps and bounds better than my usual models and even Master Edition models themselves. So today we're going to be looking at the ACR Divinity Edition model. I have only built one other ACR. It was for my 200 subscriber special. It was the Modern Warfare 2 ACR, but it looked okay. It did not look perfect. I did not start with that model and kind of modify it until what I wanted came out of it. I started from scratch. I actually took some of Christopher Hopman's advice. When building models, he says he starts with something that he knows for a fact how big it is. So I actually started with the upper receiver of the model, and I used a whole bunch of upside down techniques here and there. Bracket building and slope and cheese wedge building to get exactly what I wanted for the look of the model, which is what we're seeing here. And then we went on to build our handguard, which is what we're seeing here. And then I did a couple test renders and how I kind of wanted to get the rest of the gun rendered. So this is the rubber black that LEGO makes from Studio 2.0. This is the metallic black that LEGO makes. And then this is a glow-in-the-dark white color with black accents, as you can see. So then we got into a couple other things. After we got done building our handguard, we actually built our barrel and gas block, which is one of the most sexy things that I have ever built, ever. And then we did our charging handle and bolt assembly. We then did our stock folding mechanism, our stock extension mechanism, our stock cheek mechanism, because this goes up and down. And then we did our low receiver, our first version of low receiver, because this is actually where we stopped. And then we worked on doing the grip. I had no idea how I wanted to do the grip until we got to this, as you can see here on the grip itself. And then we put a magazine in, and that was it. That was the last of the Divinity Edition ACR, and then afterwards we went ahead and we jazzed it up with this super cool dark red, gold, and rubber black paint scheme. I really love this paint scheme. It looks bomb AF. I love how this looks. So without further ado, this is what we'll be taking a look at inside of LDD. Turns out I was really excited about how this weapon looked, so much to the point where I did not actually save the color scheme, the dark red and the gold. I just left the most updated version as this one. So it works for our purposes. It's just going to look kind of ugly for obvious reasons, but it's not too bad. So let's start with the iron sights. So the iron sights were actually inspired by Alan's Custom Legos ACR iron sights. So these use rubber bands to fold up and down using rubber band tension and physics, basically. There's a lipstick piece that goes in the end of this, but it is missing because LDD does not doesn't see that as a legal building technique when this model reloads. So it has now been removed, unfortunately. But there's a post up there, basically, is what that is to say. We can fold these simply by grabbing this and pressing one of these there. And there. And then we get our pistol sights. So even folded, we have backup iron sights. We don't have to unfold them. Pretty simple. Put those back up. In the stock, we have quite a few buttons going on. So first things first is that these here and here, those are levers. So you push on the back here, and these pivot outwards on a piece. So let's see if we can show that right here. See that the pivot is in the center, so you press this button here, and it will pull this out. and it will unlock these pieces out of these holes so that you can move the stock in and out to wherever you would desire that to be. This is a 5 stud wide stock and a 4 stud wide butt plate, smoothed out, really nice looking. Sling swivel is right here, pretty simple, basic. Our cheek rest is here. This doesn't have any fancy buttons on it. You just would pick this up and put it in place wherever you feel like you would like it. Let's see if we can get this to move. I don't think we are going to be able to because of how this is set up. It's on these pivot points back here, as you can see. Ah, there we go. We got it to move. Too far, too far. So you can move this up and down, as you can see. Pretty basic, not too much going on. In order for this to fold, it's pretty simple. You press on this purple piece, press this in, and this goes back with it, and it unlocks from this locking bracket, and it folds on this hinge so it sits flat along the side of the gun over here. Nice, easy. 3 stud wide rails on the weapon all the way around. Pretty basic. All of the working functions as intended. Safety and fire selector, it's ambidextrous. This side is longer so that it on this side it doesn't get in the way of your shooting finger, your trigger finger. Pretty basic. Our curved trigger, this is a more Future Yeti 32, I believe was his name, design. I actually really like this design, and it actually works really, really well. So check out his channel if you want to see this used a little bit more. We have a 2 stud wide grip, and then we use grip panels to actually get a curve and a perfect fit going on. 5 stud wide magazine well, so this accepts 3 stud wide magazines. Flared mag well, as you can see here. Gold magazine because YOLO. This is the bullet up the top of this magazine. Our bolt release is this green thing. Pretty simple. You just push up on it to activate it and pull down on it to get it to deactivate. And we have our ambidextrous magazine release. So for this, you would push on this and it pivots this out like so. And then on this one, you push in and that just kind of pushes this out and drops as standard. So pretty simple. We have a cutie, what should we call it? Oh man, what is it called? Cutie sling swivel attachment point right here. This is actually held on by a rubber band. So you would take in, you would wrap the rubber band around this to get it to go into the little parts right here. It'd be a pretty small rubber band, but it would be held on. So that's that, really, no problem. Handguard was atrocious. This is upside down and sideways and just all over the place, really. There's a lot going on with it. So yeah, just kind of bear with me. Like I said, there's a lot going on. It's like 5 studs wide, and then it's 6 studs wide, and then it's 2 studs wide, and there's a lot going on with this thing. A whole bunch of different spots. Charging handle up here, pretty basic. It can be swapped out to either side, however you feel like. Activates the bolt right here. Again, basic. And then we have our barrel and gas block. This was pretty intensive to build, but it turned out awesome. I love the way that this looks. This is an awesome build. So 2 stud wides in parts, 3 studs wides in the others. We have the pronged flash hider and then the ring, and it looks so good. I just love the look of this rifle. That sums it up for the ACR Mark II Divinity Edition. Looks way better in this. This was really difficult to do, obviously, but it looks so good. I'm super happy with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. Thank you guys so much for watching.